Hey guys, it's Simmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 24th of March, 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on both AEW Dynamite and NXT on the USA Network. Now, I'm going to say it right now. I enjoyed both shows. One show was better than the other, and it's almost unfair to compare the two. Excuse me. I've had these hiccups for the last 20 minutes. Anyways, it's almost unfair to compare the two because on one side, you've got a show that's just a show building up to whatever next week's going to be. But then on the other side, you've got a show that is building up to a 2-night spectacular event. So it's like, yes, the stuff on NXT is going to be a little better in the long term, in the grander scheme of things, than the stuff on Dynamite tonight. And I liked both shows. I'm not saying either show was bad or whatnot, but if I had to say which show I thought was better, I think it was NXT, only for the fact that they're building towards a takeover, and Dynamite, well, they're just building towards another Dynamite that's going to be a pre-taped show next week. But with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. No. Did I say Facebook? I didn't mean Facebook. We're not live on Facebook. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But with that, guys, remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. Either helping us out with a donation by hitting that button down below, or helping us out with Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, if you are watching here on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways with subscriptions to the channel, either with a tier subscription or Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you've got Prime Gaming. With Prime Gaming, you get one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and we would greatly appreciate it if you use that free subscription on us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. On the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, remember all live chat, super sticker, and super donations do get read live on the air. And you can subscribe as a channel member as well to get early access to news, like the news story we put up today about the Bad Bunny Miz match at WrestleMania, to early access to non-news videos. You get a badge next to your name in the live chat, and you also get to use the emojis in the live chat as well. Remember, like I said, we did put up a early access news story today about the Miz Bad Bunny match and why. Well, why? It's a singles match. We also have that story up on our Patreon, patreon.com/PW Unlimited. You can directly support us over there as well. But with that, we've got two shows to talk about. We've got AEW Dynamite. We've got NXT. And let's get our Dynamite poll going as we always kick it off talking about Dynamite. So what did you think of tonight's Dynamite? Liked it. Was all right. Didn't. All right, guys, your poll is live on Twitch if you are watching over there. Throw the same poll up on YouTube really fast. Liked it. It was right. Oops. Only one G in all right. Didn't get. All right. Our polls are live on both Twitch and YouTube. Pull up the Dynamite notes, and here we go. So this show immediately kicks off Kenny Omega versus Matt Sydal in a pretty damn good opening contest. I really enjoyed this match. The stipulation on this match, though, was that if Matt Sydal was able to earn a victory over Kenny Omega, and he would get a future title shot against Omega for the AEW World Championship. Don Callis was on commentary and kept calling Matt Sydal the young up-and-comer, even though he and Kenny Omega are the same age, and Matt Sydal may have, depending on what you read and stuff, started wrestling a year before Kenny Omega. So, just saying. John Elite 45, remind me of that question when we get to the NXT stuff. I do want to talk about that. So just remind me when we talk about NXT on your question in the Twitch chat. So they performed some chain wrestling early on, and Omega tried to establish the power advantage, but Seidel used his agility to evade some holds. Omega eventually downed Seidel with the back elbow. He laid in a hard chop, but Seidel came back with a kick and forced Omega to roll to the outside to avoid another kick. Back in the ring, Omega regained control and beat down Seidel with a shoulder block. Actually, multiple shoulder blocks. Seidel avoided a V-trigger and landed a twisting... Oops. My notes just actually rolled on me. Now where was I? Seidel avoided a V-trigger and landed a twisting moonsault for a 2. Followed this up in the corner with some knees. Went to the top rope, and Omega tried to counter it. He was taken down with the head scissors, but immediately popped up and leveled Seidel with a lariat. Omega continued his beat down with a suplex on the apron and a hard backbreaker. He went for a power bomb, but Seidel escaped and landed a couple kicks to start his comeback. Seidel followed it up with a top rope Hurricane Rana and a Northern Light suplex bomb or Northern Light bomb for a 2. Omega escaped the top rope Rana attempt, and Seidel went crashing to the mat. That looked brutal. The Snapdragon suplex and an AOA Shodo followed this up for Omega, but Seidel countered with a V-trigger into a cradle for a great near fall. A roundhouse kick and a lightning spiral followed for another close near fall. Seidel went for a Meteora, but Omega countered into a buckle bomb, another power bomb, and a V-trigger, but Seidel kicked out barely in time. And when I say barely in time, I mean barely. Omega would go and hit a V-trigger, but Seidel countered to a one-winged angel with a reverse hurricane. Countered out of a one-winged angel with a reverse hurricane Rana. He set up for a shooting star press, but Omega kicked to the ropes, buying him some time. The finish of the match then came when Seidel landed a victory roll for a super close near fall. Omega then had enough and hit another V-trigger and a one-winged angel to pick up the victory, and they said it. They said only one man has ever kicked out of a one-winged angel. So that match is no longer never been kicked out of. They are now acknowledging that, yes, Jon Moxley has kicked out of the one-winged angel, but a fantastic match that I really thought opened up the show really well, especially against the tag match over there on NXT that was good but not great. This match is really good. Also, Edwin Piero, why would you... You're getting put in timeout. That's just nonsensical. Anyways. Going forward, John Silver and the Dark Order were interviewed about whether Silver is ready for his title match tonight against Darby Allin in the main event of the show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Hungry, John Silver, main evented tonight's Dynamite. Kudos. He told Alex Marvez to screw off and mocked the coffin drop. Are they turning heel? This did seem like a heel thing to do. But then by the end of the show, we go, oh, yeah, no, they're not heels. Hangman Page told Silver that he and the rest of the Dark Order are proud of him. Win or lose, they wish him good luck. And speaking of Hangman Page, he took on Cesar Bononi. According to Tony Khan, Cesar Bononi got this match because he won a match last night on Dark. Page landed a boot and baited Bononi out of the ring, where he attempted a plancha. Not much more happened into this match. Bononi countered a couple strikes at one point with the body slam throw. Page avoided a corner clothesline and downed Bononi with an exploder suplex. Finish came after he hit the buckshot lariat and picked up the win. Again, not much took place in this match. It was just Adam Page picking up a win over Cesar Bononi. So, Lance Archer addressed Sting in the video of the show. And did you guys know Sting is the face of AEW Dynamite? Well, at least to Twitter it is. Lance Archer said that he looked up to Sting, but it's Archer's time now. Sting is going down as one of the greatest ever, but people are going to remember Archer's name. And sooner or later, it'll be showtime. So what are they fucking doing here? Like, Last week, like I'm scratching my head 'cause I don't know. Last week, or a couple weeks ago, they teased Sting versus Archer. Then last week, they teased Archer maybe going for the championship, the TNT title. Then now tonight, they tease again Archer and Sting. What are they doing? What are they doing? We got a pretty cool video package for the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker match last week, including Thunder Rosa's emotional post-match comments that only aired on social media. And then Tony Schiavone interviewed Britt Baker, and boy, did she kill this. She had, so first off, so Britt Baker, or Tony Schiavone goes, round of applause for Dr. Britt Baker. And I thought the crowd was going to cheer her. I really did. But they booed her like the heel she is. She played it great. I honestly thought that they were going to cheer her because of the match, despite heel or babyface, because of the match. I don't know if maybe the crowd that was there live saw the wrestlers around the ring booing, and they go, oh, we're supposed to boo. Okay, whatever. I don't know. But regardless, Britt said that she admonished the fans for the lack of a warm welcome and called them dumb and delusional. Baker told Thunder Rosa that she should be thanking her for creating the moment with her blood. Plus, everyone's only really talking about Britt Baker anyways, win or lose. He said even if Tony Khan is signing all these legends, the biggest one is already here. He says that she put AEW on the map, and the three letters that are the most important are DMD. Like, I didn't do this justice at all, but Britt Baker killed this promo. She basically said, I lost. Okay, cool. Thunder Rosa won, but not a single person was talking about Thunder Rosa after that match. It was all me. And I loved that she brought that up, that all the media attention was on Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, and Britt Baker. Like, when you read everything about this match, everyone's like, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker had an unsanctioned match, and Britt Baker killed it. And it was like a lot of stuff was Britt Baker this, Britt Baker that. And I don't know if it was because of the blood from Britt Baker that just made her, what's the word I'm looking for, involvement in the match seem more dynamic and more important. But both women did kill it. But tonight, no Thunder Rosa, but Britt Baker just absolutely destroyed this promo in a good way. So in the back, Christian Cage was talking with the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin when Dasha would arrive to interview him and asked, well, what are you all talking about? Christian said that he knows a thing or two about tag team matches, and they're just talking shop, and he's giving them some advice when Frankie Kazarian would walk up. And I want to look something up really fast that I should have looked up earlier. So Frankie Kazarian basically says, hey, Christian, when are you going to wrestle here? When are you going to have your first match? And Christian's like, well, I'm going to debut next week and I need an opponent. How about I take on you? And I'm like, ooh, interesting. Talk about how they've been in the ring together multiple times in the past. And if you look it up, these two have faced off 4 times in the past. Twice in singles matches. Once in a tag team match. And once in a 10-man tag. And unfortunately, give me 1 second. Christian has won 1, 2. Interesting. Frankie Kazarian actually beat Christian back in 2007 in a World Championship #1 contenders ladder match. Interesting. That was at the Genesis pay-per-view. I believe it was Genesis pay-per-view. So in singles competition, they're 1-1, with Frankie picking up the bigger victory, to be completely honest. Oh, wait, no. They've both won #1 contender ladder matches against one another. But they're 1-1. They're 1-1. As far as the tag match, that match was won as a Turning Point tag match. That match was won by Kaz and Booker T beat Christian and Robert Roode. And in the 10-man tag, so Kazarian is actually up 3-1 on Christian in matches. Interesting. But remember, in TNA, Christian was never pinned or submitted. Technically, he never took a legit loss. He only ever lost in multi-man matches and tag team matches. He never took the pin, never got submitted. Anyways, Frankie came up and goes, I like the shirt and the motto. Outwork everyone. Who know that, I get the job done here. I'm a AEW original. Been here since day one. He says, when are you going to put the work in? Christian said, well, next week, but I need an opponent. We go way back. How about you and me? And, well, Frankie said, okay. You busy on Monday? He goes, I know you're not busy on Mondays. What am I saying? I got a match this Monday. You may want to watch it. You may want to check what I can do since you haven't done this in 7 years. We're going to get Frankie Kazarian versus Christian Cage next week on Dynamite. Should be a very interesting match. And remember, it's on the pre-tape show. So next week's show will be a pre-tape show since every other week is pre-taped. Then next up, we got the first match of the Pinnacle as a unit. It was FTR and Shawn Spears. This match was a nothing match. It was Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin. Not much really happened. Garrison and Spears started it off. Babyface controlled a little bit towards the beginning, but then Dax Harwood would help get control after a blind tag on a attacked a downed Garrison. Martin and the Blondes looked to land a dive at one point after the Pinnacle jumped to the floor, but Wardlow stepped between as the Pinnacle regrouped as we went to a commercial break. During the break, as we saw the picture-in-picture, the Pinnacle regained control with an attack on the floor after Tully would get involved. Harwood cut off a comeback attempt from Martin with a big brainbuster, and Spears hit the C4 to pick up the victory. I do like Spears picking up that victory here, because Spears is the one that everybody goes, oh, there's the fall guy in this group. No, I liked him picking up the victory, because it's like, hey, he can win too. After the match, Wardlow hit his corner turnbuckle finish on Garrison. Going forward, Tony Schiavone interviewed the Pinnacle. Wheeler said, Pinnacle isn't just a group, they're a family. Apparently, we got a couple families in AEW. Harwood called out Santana and Ortiz because, well, the marquee says professional wrestling. MJF called out Chris Jericho and demanded he and the Inner Circle come out right now. Schiavone tried to defend the Inner Circle, saying, well, you hurt them 2 weeks ago. They're still not here. MJF got in his face and said, when you're in the Pinnacle, you're always on top. So I guess that's their slogan. They're not going to say top guys. They're going to say you're always on top. Because I think they said something about we're always on top last week as well. Got Team Taz video. Taz said everything is fine with Team Taz and that Brian Cage apologized for his actions last week. He then went around the group and asked if everyone was good, but Starks and Cage were a little hesitant. They breaking up Team Taz already? I don't know. Then we got the worst thing on either show. This was just dog shit. Like, I hated this. Neither guy seemed like they cared. It was just going through the motions, talking, setting up a match for next week. QT Marshall was interviewed by Tony Schiavone. He mentioned, my wife is in the crowd, and said that aside from Tony Khan, nobody works more in this company than I do. He then would call out Cody Rhodes and say that Cody has a cushy life. Cody gets to go to his wife at the Marriott Hotel when Dynamite's over. But what? QT has got to stay and put the work in and make sure everything gets done here at the building. He said people call him nothing more than Cody's friend, and he's ready to get rid of that tag. He would then go on to challenge Cody to a match. Cody would then come out, take off his headset, and his arm is slinged up. I don't know if that's a real... I believe it's real because Cody posted a picture on... I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but on Twitter, and he was on the airplane going to Dynamite. I believe the airplane, unless he's in his big new bus. Anyways, he was traveling to Dynamite with his arm in the sling. If he's traveling, Why put the arm in the sling unless you're really trying to sell it on social media? Anyways, Cody came out, took off the headsets, arms slinged up. He said he would accommodate Marshall's request, but Arn is going to be the referee in their quote-unquote exhibition. Cody patronized. That's not the right word. Cody patronizingly, I wrote that word way wrong, said that he's not going to hurt QT, though. He said, if I put you in the figure four, I will let it go. If I have you in a spot to hit the crossroads, I will not execute it. He called Marshall not just his friend, but his best friend. Yeah, both these guys seem like go through the motions, just get this segment over with and off of television. They literally, and I could be completely wrong about this, but both seem like they didn't even fucking care. Like they didn't give a damn about setting up this match next week. And who really cares about a Cody Rhodes QT Marshall match anyways? I don't. This will be the pee break match. Next up, the Lucha Brothers join Alex Abrahantes and cut a short promo before their match, a trios match. Because in AEW, they're not six-man tags, they're trios matches. Phoenix and Nick started this match off. They performed a choreographed sequence and really got the flow going before Matt and Penta tagged in with a nice sequence of their own. Then Cutler and Kid tagged in. And this was all good and well early on, but it seemed way too overbooked. It was like, all right, we've got these moves for Phoenix and Nick. Hit them, boom, 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 tag out. The next two guys come in. Your moves, boom, 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 hit them. Next two guys come in. Hit them, boom, 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 boom. Now the match is really going to get going after everyone gets to get their shit in. That's what it felt like to me the first couple minutes of this match. Kid starts Color with a kick and a slap before taking him down with a dive. The Bucks then cut off Kid with a double team before Phoenix took them both down with a springboard arm drag. Penta crashed down on a pile on the outside. Then Cutler cut off Phoenix on a dive and landed one on his own. Laredo Kid concluded the run with dives of his own and a top rope or a Hara moonsault. The Bucks then hit the Made in Detroit for 2 as we went to the commercial break. A DDT after the break allowed Kid to come back and make a comeback. Penta tagged in and the Lucha Bros hit serial thrust kicks and assisted splashes for 2. Kid tagged in his springboard Hurricane Rana. Penta hit a dive and a diving foot stomp, and Phoenix landed a Senton Atomico. Pin attempt was broken up. Phoenix hit a step-up kick, but Nick countered and countered into a cutter for a nice little. Again, too much of this match to me seemed choreographed, like to a T. I liked the match. I'm not saying I didn't, but there's too much of, yep, I can see how that was worked out. Yep, that was planned out too much early on. It was just kind of like a DDP match where he writes everything down. You got to go move by move. Later on in the match, Nick crushed Penta with a flipping senton to the floor, and Phoenix was isolated in the ring for an indie taker. Nick then hit an escalera dive, to the outside, and Matt took out Phoenix with a springboard DDT, but Kid hit a top rope Spanish fly on Cutler to pick up the victory. Laredo Kid pins Brandon Cutler to pick up the win. Laredo Kid will be back next week as well. After the match, Kenny Omega would run out and attack Laredo Kid, his former challenger for the AAA Mega Championship. He took the mic and flashed back, acting unhinged and crazy. Omega said that 3 years ago, he made a choice to come to AEW because of the Young Bucks. And with the mission, it would make this the best wrestling promotion on the planet. But the Bucks have chosen Brandon Cutler over him. Omega said that even if Callis comes off a little abrasive, he's going to give them one more chance to do that too sweet. He said it's now or never. The Bucks then turned their backs on Omega. Omega turned around and super kicked the tag team. Turned around into super kicks. The tag team finisher of the Lucha Bros. He was left in the ring as the Good Brothers ran out. Omega was bleeding from the mouth. So, We thought before maybe it would be the Good Brothers and Kenny versus the Bucks and Mox. That's not what it looks like anymore. It looks like the Good Brothers and Kenny versus the Bucks and Cutler. Win? I don't know. That's the route that it looks like they will be going here. But they could always change it again because, like I said, we thought it was one way and then it was this way. And Nick in the chat saying, Laredo Kid fucking rules. By the way, if anybody is wondering. He also said QT Marshall has actually been really fun to watch lately. Could be a really good match with Cody. I'm not saying the match isn't going to be good. I'm just saying their deliveries tonight and the way they built up this match really seemed boring and like they were just going through motions for some reason. So Jade Cargill had a video package here, which she called out Red Velvet. She said Velvet was just a pit stop. They both are undefeated, but Cargill looks like money. She's damn good too, is what she said. She said, I look like money and I'm damn good too. When Velvet steps in the ring with me, she'll be stepping into the ring with that bitch. Then, oh boy, we got a big announcement. So earlier today, Cody would tease out that there's big news coming from the Nightmare family. And everyone thought it was going to be news about the baby or something. But no. This was news that Cody and Brandy are getting their own reality show on TNT called Roads to the Top. Are you fucking kidding me? Cody and Brandy are getting their own reality show on TNT. Now, we don't know this to be the case, but holy crap, just think about this. AEW has been teasing for a while now. A second show on TNT. A second hour-long show. What if this is it? What if this Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes fucking reality show is that second TNT show that they've been teasing? If it is, boy, do they suck at teasing things. They always overhype stuff if it is. I mean, I can tell you a story right now that I was told back in 2019. Every week they would go, in 2 weeks, tickets are going on sale for this city and this city. And then in 2 weeks, tickets are going on sale for this city and this city. And Cody would tease over weekends. Big news coming Monday for the AEW fan base. AEW fans, remember to follow AEW social media Monday morning at 9 a.m. News. And Tony Khan basically got to tell him, hey, Cody, quit hyping up. Yes, it's important to hype up the announcements of, hey, we're coming to your city. But don't hype them up as far as every fan needs to be hyped for this. Because it's only for a minute audience. If AEW is not coming to your city and Cody teases major announcement this Monday, and then it's like AEW is going to Boston, but you live in San Diego, who the fuck in San Diego is going to care if they're going to Boston? So hopefully this isn't another case of one of those hype something up too big, and we'll see how it goes. Chase Douglas says, is Cody and Brandy's reality show going to be any good? Who knows? Basically, and I can look at the press release they sent me. There's, I think basically what this show is, at least this first season, if they even get a second season, we'll see. I mean, Ms. and Mrs. have gotten I don't know how many seasons, but that's actually kind of funny. But regardless, basically this is, it says, they're 30-minute episodes, and they will take the viewers behind the scenes of the, quote, powerhouse couple and how they manage their ever busier lives inside and outside the ring, all the while surrounded by a colorful and often hilarious motley crew of wrestlers, family, and friends who both support and test them at every turn. Okay. Cool. It also says we will go inside the lives of Cody and Brandy as they navigate their growing family while building AEW's global wrestling empire. Again, like I've said before, Cody thinks this is his company, not Tony Khan's company. And I've been told by people that have been backstage in AEW, people that have been used on AEW Dark, they should just start calling him Ego Cody. Big Ego Cody. Cody Ego Rhodes. But that's beside the point. Going forward, we got a video package, a little promo. John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston got his ankle taped up. Kingston said that they broke something, and that's the Good Brothers, and that the Good Brothers and Omega will pay. Moxley asked how far they're willing to take this, and if they're willing to get as bloody as he and Kingston are. Moxley doesn't know, or like the Young Bucks, but he owes them one after last week. He said if the Good Brothers are going to play the game, they better be willing to get their hands dirty. This is an all right promo, pretty good. I mean, these two never miss when it comes to promos. Next up, we had a rematch from the Eliminator Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament. It was Ty Conti against Nyla Rose. Rose immediately overpowered Conti with a slam for most of this match. Conti tried to apply almost a seated octopus, but the two got tangled up, and Conti was forced to adjust into an armbar. There's a couple clunky spots in this match. After a commercial break at one point, Conti got knees up on a senton and made her come back with a series of corner knees. She then went for a hammerlock DDT, but Rose powered out. Conti dropped Rose into the ropes and hit a diving knee for a 2. She went to the top rope again, and Nyla avoided a dive. Conti hit a lariat. Conti was knocked down with a lariat. Finished the match, then saw Conti land some strikes and a DDT, not a DDT, but a DDT. Basically a hammerlock DDT to pick up the victory. Ty Conti defeated Nyla Rose. And they called Ty Conti, I'm going to look this up really fast, the number 1 ranked female in AEW right now. Is that true? AEW rankings, we've got them right here. Maybe we don't have them. Did I not get them today? The AEW rankings. Oh, I just haven't. Okay, hold on. Maybe they didn't post the rankings. Let me check. Hold on. I'm on the AEW Twitter. I don't see their rankings. I want to see if Ty Conti was actually ranked number 1. Hold on. Let's double check this. AEW rankings. I think I found him now. Here we go. Yes, Tay Conti is the number 1 ranked female in AEW at 8-2. This match puts her at 9-2. So eventually, we got to see Tay Conti versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's World Championship. After the match, Nyla Rose and Guerrero looked to attack Ty Conti. They started the beatdown when Hikaru Shida would run out. And this was total WWE. They give the babyface the win, and immediately the heel's got to go on the attack so the heel doesn't look too bad. So Hikaru Shida would run out. She made the save, but Bunny would also run out as well and attack both Shida and Conti. Matt Hardy, along with the Butcher and the Blade, watched on the ramp. Matt Hardy then said the Women's Eliminator Tournament was a sham because the Bunny wasn't even in it. He said that his client has been overlooked for far too long. And Matt Hardy's group has got a name. The HFO. They're called the Hardy Family Office. What does that even fucking mean? And why do the Butcher and the Blade have to be in this? Why do they always have to be sidekicks? Why can't they just be a fucking tag team on the roster? The video recapped Miro, Kip Sabian, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy and their bullshit going on. And next week, they will have what is called an Arcade Anarchy match. It'll be Miro and Kip Sabian against Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. Also announced for next week, Hikaru Shida will be teaming with Tay Conti to take on Nyla Rose and the Bunny. Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers will team up to take on the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall will have an exhibition match with Arn Anderson as a special guest referee. And Christian Cage will be going one-on-one with Frankie Kazarian in his first match with AEW and his first singles match in 7 years. Actually, Might be even longer than that as far as singles matches go. I believe it's 7 years, but I could double check. Christian's last singles match was 7 years ago. It was 7 years. No, yeah, it was 7 years ago against Sheamus in a street fight. His last 3 singles matches were all against Sheamus. I believe they were all at house shows, though. They're all house show matches. Yeah, they look like they'd be all house show matches. But regardless, we move on to a video package about Scorpio Sky. He said people are saying that there's a new side to me. This isn't a new side. This is just me, the real Scorpio Sky. And it was announced that he'll be facing Mike Sydal next week on AEW Dark Evolution on Monday. Then we go into our main event. TNT Championship on the line. Darby Allin versus John Silver. And this match was all right. I mean, it was a lot more getting our shit in and Dark Order crap than what I would want from a TNT title match, to be honest. Despite some moments that were all right, most of this to me didn't stick, especially towards the end of the match. They established Silver's power advantage right away. And after some chain wrestling, Silver just crashed into Darby, sending him all the way out of the ring. He followed this up with a massive Beal from the corner to the corner, then a second right into the turnbuckle. He then exploded with a knee strike and a brainbuster for a 2. Through a commercial break, Silver continued to dominate, with Allin just ragdolling all over, because that's all Darby ever really does, is ragdoll himself. The fight spilled to the floor, where Allin avoided an attack, sending Silver over the barricade. And then I don't know what happened here, but John Silver flips over the barricade. He gets checked on by Alex Reynolds, and he's grabbing the back of his head. And then all of a sudden, he gets this look on his face and grabs his arm and elbow like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be selling. I don't know exactly what happened there. The fight spilled to the floor, where Allin avoided an attack. Silver almost didn't make it back into the ring in time, which he really didn't, because instead, Darby and my glasses are all kinds of smudged up, and I can't read for shit. Darby went for a dive. Allin angles 5, pushed Silver out of the way, and took the dive himself. There we go. That's a little better. Silver then countered a stunner into a rear naked choke, or Anna Jay's finisher, the Queen Slayer. Allin then rolled out with a cradle, forcing Silver to break the hold, but Silver hit a DDT for a 2. Silver rolled Allin back into the ring after they fell to the outside again. The announcers mentioned that there were only a few minutes left in tonight's show. If this match goes to a time limit, then, well, Silver doesn't win the title and Allin retains on the technicality. Silver then hit a big palm strike and blocked a cradle attempt into one of his own for a good near fall. Allin hit a standing coffin drop, but Silver sent Allin flying with a pump kick before hoisting him up to the top rope. Allin countered a superplex and went for a coffin drop on the Dark Order at ringside. Again, too much of, got to put the focus on Dark Order. Dark Order this, Dark Order that. Someone splatted on the floor anyways. Not bad. Not good. Silver then landed a top rope F5, but Allen's feet were over the ropes with the pin attempt, so it didn't count. He then set it for Mr. Brody's powerbomb, and Allen turned it into a code red to pick up the win and retain the championship. After the match, Matt Hardy would run down and pull Allen out of the ring and sent him into the barricade. Hardy's associates, the HFO, Hardy Family Office, would come down as well, and there was a big free-for-all brawl to end the show with Hardy's people fighting with the Dark Order. Oh, and Sting came out at one point too, because you got to get that obligatory Sting appearance. Sting's got to be on every show. Sting came out before the match ended, though. But there was a big old brawl at the end of the show, and that's how it ended. Kind of a lame duck finish to me. Wasn't a big fan of how this show ended. Not the biggest fan of Darby Allin versus John Silver either. But with that, that was AEW Dynamite. Let's check your guys' poll. As far as the poll on Twitch does go, 78% of you liked tonight's Dynamite. 22% thought it was all right. On YouTube, 55% liked it. 34% thought it was all right. And 11% did not like it. With that, also, guys, remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Jeez, my glasses, I just can't seem to get them clean. 510-906-1341. Number is in the live chat and right there at the bottom of the screen. Now it's time to talk about NXT, the show that I actually liked better. So let's throw that NXT poll up. Nope. I think I'm going to change the way we do the poll on Wednesdays, even though there's probably only 2 more Wednesdays, double shows anyways. What do you think of tonight's NXT? I liked it. It was all right. Didn't like it. All right, poll for NXT is live on Twitch. And the poll for YouTube. Whoops. Poll is live on YouTube as well. Let's jump right in. As far as NXT does go, this show kicked off with the women's tag team match. It was also announced that the main event of night 1 of NXT TakeOver will be Io Shirai defending the NXT Women's Championship against Raquel Gonzalez. They said this match was announced over the weekend in Muscle and Fitness Hers magazine. I think that's what it's called, Muscle and Fitness Hers. It was Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez against Zoe Stark and Io Shirai. And they're really putting a lot of focus on this Zoe Stark here ever since she did sign. Stark started the match against Gonzalez, and Stark began a flurry of offense. Gonzalez cut her off with a lariat, and Dakota Kai tagged in, and Stark fired up on her. Shirai ran in and hit a sequence on Kai. Shirai with several 2 counts on Kai. Stark also got a 2 on Dakota as well. Gonzalez hit a fireman's carry slam on Stark and dropped her into a falling kick from Kai. Show went to a picture-in-picture commercial break. Lots of action during that break. Hot tag to Shirai after the break as the show returned. Gonzalez and Shirai were in the ring together for the first time in this match. Shirai was running wild, and she hit Gonzalez with a tiger feint kick. Shirai followed this up with the missile drop kick. Stark then flew off the top rope with another, and Stark also with a plancha to the outside. Stark cleaned house on the floor, and Shirai leapt off the top rope into a moonsault on the floor. Stark then went for the 450, and Gonzalez cut her off. Gonzalez lifted Stark in the air and held her up, and then Gonzalez booted Shirai off the apron. Gonzalez powerbombed Starks and pinned her to pick up the victory. But with that, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez do win. Gonzalez and Kai attacked Shirai after the match. Gonzalez chokeslammed Shirai on the announce desk, and Shirai landed very hard and sold it big. Next up, got Roderick Strong. He says O'Reilly and Cole, they can go to hell. Undisputed Era, they're done. Like, they ain't even going to try to do it with a 3. No, it's over. Roddy's his own guy. Cole's his own guy. O'Reilly's his own. It's just done. It's just a done thing. So footage aired of Adam Cole invading a gym where Kyle O'Reilly was training some BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Cole and O'Reilly brawled before Cole was kicked out of the gym. O'Reilly, in an interview with Mackenzie Mitchell, was interrupted by Roderick Strong. He told O'Reilly that we need to kick Cole's ass. O'Reilly said he appreciates that, but there is no us anymore. This is between he and Adam. Strong responded by saying, go to hell. LA Knight then cut a promo on Bronson Reed before the next match, which was their match. Knight was in Reed's locker room when he cut the promo. Jordan Devlin had the NXT Cruiserweight Championship belt draped over his shoulder, cut a promo about his opponent tonight, Kushida. We have Bronson Reed versus LA Knight. Knight got in Reed's face very early on to start off this fight. Knight then began to reportedly poke Reed in the forehead. Of course, Reed did not appreciate this very much and began to pummel LA Knight. Again, the fucking worst name ever. LA Knight. Just the worst name ever. And I know people keep, whenever I say that's a bad name, people go, but he picked it. He got to choose the name. I don't care who picked it. It's a stupid fucking name. LA Knight. Sounds like a fucking hockey team. Sounds like the fucking Anaheim Ducks or the LA. What am I thinking of? Freaking Golden Knights of Vegas and I can't even remember the LA team all of a sudden. Wow. I'm blanking. Let me know in the live chat. Who's the Los Angeles hockey team? Now I can't remember all of a sudden. I know the Anaheim Ducks. Trust me, Mighty Ducks. My cousin is a fucking Mighty Ducks dancer. One of their little cheerleader girls. I know that. But I can't remember who the LA team is. They got the Anaheim team and the LA team. But who? Let me know in the live chat. We'll get back to it if someone puts it in there. Anyways. Reed was completely in control until Knight turned the tide. Knight paused to trash talk, and the show cut to commercial. Knight was working over Reed as the show did return. The Kings. That's what I thought. I thought it was the Kings. Okay. Thank you, Fonzie. Thank you, Fonzie. Like I said, I know the Ducks. I mean, Mighty Ducks. My cousin's one of their cheerleader dancers, but regardless. Reed was hulking up when we came back, and Knight caught him with a neck breaker, though. Knight ran into an elbow, and Reed started to come back again. Reed mowed down Knight, and Knight was planted by a chokeslam. Reed was tripped up, and crotched when he tried to climb up the turnbuckle. Reed still managed to shove Knight off, though, and Reed would follow this up with Tsunami Splash and pick up the victory. Yeah, in his second match in NXT, LA Knight is pinned clean in the middle of the ring. Didn't like that at all. Video package, hyped up cell phone sponsor. Basically, this was a Cricket-sponsored Walter Hype video. Karrion Kross took on Oney Lorcan. Kross looked very strong in this match. Edwin, I don't know why the two have anything to do with the other at all. They don't. One was a shock and one was unexpected. Like, one was a shock win and one was an expected win. Going forward, Lorcan was fighting mad, wanting revenge for Danny Burch. Showed a lot of fire early on. However, Kross is a fucking monster. He threw Lorcan onto the floor and Kross stalked him. Lorcan tried to fight back and fired up on Kross, but not for long as Kross cut him off with a lariat. Basically a lariat from hell. Chase Douglas, no. LA Knight is Eli Drake in WWE, and the LA hockey team is the LA Kings. And yes, Chancellor, I do watch both shows at the same time. But I will say I do have somebody that helps me with notes in case I miss stuff, because I do miss stuff. Anyways, match went through a commercial break, and Kross ended it soon thereafter. Lorcan got a rally, but Kross posted him into the ring post, and Lorcan started to target Kross's arm. Lorcan, with a series of chops and a flurry of uppercuts, Kross soon booted him in the face, but to no avail. Kross with a running uppercut from behind, and then took down Lorcan and pinned him to pick up the victory. Kross, after the match, cut a promo on the NXT champion Finn Balor that brought out the NXT champion Finn Balor. Balor confronted Kross in the ring. Great stuff here to build up their match on night 2 of NXT TakeOver. And you would think, Karrion Kross is going to win. He's supposed to be the champion right now anyways if he never got hurt. True. But there's major talk of Karrion Kross coming to the main roster after WrestleMania. If that is the case, Kross has to lose to Finn Balor. William Regal then announced a few things here. William Regal said, well, it's time to figure out who's going to challenge Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver on night 2. He said next week we will have a 12-man battle royal. I actually liked the way this was set up. He said once half of the competitors are eliminated, The other 6 know that they're safe but have to continue. The other 6, the final 6, will then move to a gauntlet match on night 1 of TakeOver. But their order in the gauntlet match is the order of elimination in the Battle Royal. So if you're the first eliminated after the first half is out, you have to start. Then whoever wins the gauntlet match moves on to night 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver to challenge Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. I actually like the way they're doing this because a lot of times it's like, okay, we got a gauntlet match, but how are we really picking who starts win, who comes out win? Well, you do a battle royal, and however you're eliminated in the battle royal, well, that's how you start the gauntlet match. I like that a lot. Kushida cut a promo in Japanese on Jordan Devlin, basically setting up for their match later on tonight. I like that they did these little promos to set up this match. Going forward, we did have a basic squash match. It was the NXT United Kingdom champion, Walter, against, well, Drake Maverick. Walter won very quickly, and he won via referee stoppage. Maverick charged in, and Walter easily struck him and beat him down and beat him down and beat him down. Ciampa would then come out to confront Walter. Ciampa challenged Walter to a title match at TakeOver. Walter shook his head and went to leave. Ciampa went to attack him, but Imperium got the numbers on Ciampa. Imperium held Ciampa down, and like a old Andre Hogan moment where Walter ripped off Ciampa's necklace. Ciampa was then beaten down, and Walter accepted the challenge, showing him that this is my title and you won't get this. I really think this match is gonna be amazing. I think this match is taking place on I can tell you exactly what night. This match is taking place on night 2. No. Night 1. This is a night 1 match. The NXT United Kingdom Championship on the line. Next up, Pete Dunne cut a promo about the Battle Royal next week. He vowed to win and go on to capture the North American title. Robert Stone in a pre-match skit, which is actually something we saw earlier in the day on social media, basically said Jessica May is hurt, can't compete. Mercedes Martinez, would you like to take her spot? Title match. Tag title match. We got another cricket advertisement video hyping up Shotzi Blackheart. Then, this is pretty funny. And it fits the Johnny Gargano heel character. He looks at the camera and goes, "What are you doing? No, come with me. We're going to go." He looks like he's going to kick in Regal's door, and then he has second thoughts and slowly opens it up. He's like, "Regal, we need to talk. What is this? What is this about? I have to defend my title at TakeOver on night 2? I'm going to have 24 hours to know who my opponent is and not even have time to study them? What kind of crap is this?" And Regal goes, "Well, if you want time to study, maybe you need to study all 12 men just so you're ready." And Gargano's like, "That's not fair. What are you talking about?" Finally, he's just like, "Leave my office." And Johnny goes, "I'll leave your office, but I won't close your door." "I'm not closing your door. I'm not closing your door." Johnny Gargano is a national fucking treasure. I love Johnny Gargano. Next up, we got a nothing, and I mean nothing, NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, or NXT Tag Team Championship match. Match was nothing. Like, what? What? Like, there's not even much to talk about. Basically, everybody in this match brawled, and at one point, Ember Moon hits the Eclipse on Aaliyah. That was it. Champs look strong. Mercedes Martinez was in a nothing match after at the last TakeOver being in the title picture. Like, this match was so nothing that there's nothing to even recap in it. So in the back, Cameron Grimes sat next to Roderick Strong in the locker room as it looked like Roddy was packing his bags. Grimes goes, "You know what? Undisputed Era may be gone, but let me license out the name. Let me buy the name from you, Undisputed Era, and I'm going to make all new shirts and merch and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And we can take this Undisputed Era to the moon, baby." And Roddy's just like, "I don't have any, no." And he punches him in the face, and Grimes sells it and goes, "That's not how business works. That's not how you handle business." In the back, Moon and Blackheart were challenged to a title match by Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And I don't even know if they accept it or not. Then we move on to Jordan Devlin versus Kushida. The main event match of the night, not main event segment. I thought this match was really fun. They had a nice grappling sequence early on. Devlin did an Asai moonsault to the floor. The show cut to a picture-in-picture commercial break. They continued fighting through that break. Kushida eventually made a comeback. A few times, Devlin blocked Kushida's attacks. Devlin caught Kushida with a slingshot cutter for a near fall. Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma would make their way out on stage to distract Devlin. Kushida with a superplex on Devlin. Kushida then floated over with another suplex. Kushida then transitioned into a cross arm breaker. Devlin got his foot on the ropes to break the hold. Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilds pulled Devlin out of the ring. Kushida knocked Wilds and Mendoza off the apron with a handspring kick. Kushida now had his back to Devlin, who hit the O'Connor roll and pinned him with a bridge. So Jordan Devlin, of course, beats Kushida here tonight. Then, this is really cool. So after an upset, Kushida after the match wiped out Wilds and Mendoza with a flip dive. Kushida did another running flip dive off the stage onto Mendoza and Wilds. Meanwhile, the two cruiserweight champions were confronting each other in the ring when all of a sudden we hear, Shawn! You think I'm cute? You know I'm sexy. And out would come Shawn Michaels. Out of nowhere, Shawn Michaels comes out, grabs a ladder from under the ring, and slides it right in between the two cruiserweight champions. Says, this is what we need. So it looks like an NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver on night 2. We're getting WrestleMania 10, baby. We're getting WrestleMania 10 Shawn Razor in a ladder match with both cruiserweight championships suspended high above the ring. We're going to get a unified NXT cruiserweight champion. And I thought this match was going to be really good just as a match. You add ladder match to this. Boy, howdy. Am I excited? This could be match of the night. Better than Johnny defending the NXT North America title. Better than Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. Better than whatever else they add to night 2. This could be the night 2 match of the night. A ladder match between Santos Escobar and Jordan Devlin, where we're going to finally see the real Santos Escobar. I'm highly, highly excited for this match, if you can't tell. Then going forward, we got the best thing on either show. This is Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly setting up their match for NXT TakeOver. It looks to be an unsanctioned match, and AEW fanboys, let it roll. AEW is just copying what Adam Cole's girlfriend did, an unsanctioned match. I've already seen the tweets. I've already seen it. Anyways, on the stage, we've got William Regal. We got 3 or 4 security guards on either side of this table. You got Adam Cole sitting on one side. You got Kyle O'Reilly sitting on the other. Regal goes, we're going to end this once and for all. This has gotten so bad that you're tarnishing the name of NXT and you're getting the freaking police involved. But I've got a contract here. Now, Kyle, I know you're not cleared. So if we sign this contract, NXT is not liable for anything that happens in this match. So it's full harmless contract, unsanctioned match. He's like, this match will be official once both of you sign the contract. So Adam Cole takes the contract. And he goes, I have some things to say. He said, the Undisputed Era, they held me back. He went on to say that O'Reilly made him realize that, though. Cole said that he bought into the BS about the Undisputed Era being a brotherhood. Cole was also angry. O'Reilly wanted Balor to join the UE at one point as well. Cole called O'Reilly a big lapdog as he proceeded to bury O'Reilly with his words. Cole said O'Reilly should thank him. Cole put himself and the Undisputed Era on his back and all of NXT. Cole signed the contract and slid it over to Kyle. O'Reilly would then go on to cut a promo talking about how UE showed up in NXT to make a statement. He likened them to pit bulls. O'Reilly said he grew up and developed accountability. Did you look a man in the eyes when you kick him in the teeth? Said no more sneak attacks, no more BS. O'Reilly said since they came to NXT, they became better wrestlers, better champions, better superstars. But however, only one of them became a better person. O'Reilly said Cole is the same asshole that walked into NXT 3.5 years ago. O'Reilly said he sold his soul to the Undisputed Era, and O'Reilly wants his soul back. According to O'Reilly, Cole sold out his friends. O'Reilly said that he is going to beat Cole, and everyone knows that is what's going to happen. And then finally, be able to sleep at night, because he hasn't for the last 4 years. O'Reilly finished signing the contract and threw the pen at Adam Cole, as Adam Cole threw the table, and security held them back in a tremendous closing sequence and segment at the end of the show. And let's go into a little Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly history. Got some history here for y'all. We all know the history between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. They've been tag team partners. They've been enemies. They've been this. They've been that. And what we've got here is the first time that they squared off in a singles match was 9 years ago, June 24th, 2012, in a hybrid rules match at ROH Best in the World. Actually, I didn't check who won that. Give me 2 seconds. That match was won by Adam Cole. Then they will all go on to have 8 other matches, with their last singles match taking place, as Kyle said, 4 years ago. He said, I haven't been able to sleep in 4 years. That's because 4 years ago, on January 4th, 2017, he was beaten by Adam Cole at Wrestle Kingdom 11 for the ROH World Heavyweight Championship. This match coming up at NXT TakeOver will be the 9th singles match in as many years against Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. And this is the match that I am the most excited for on either night 1 or night 2. I think this match, like I said, I think the ladder match is going to steal the night. And I wasn't thinking when I said that, because I think this is tough. Do you put this match on night 1 or do you put this match on night 2? I would say night 2 because it's a bigger match, so you put it on the Peacock. But at the same time, you need another big match for night 1. No. I'm wrong. Regal did say co-main event night 2. Scratch that. So this is going to be the best match on night 2. Ladder match, second best. But this match is going to be probably, I'm going to say it right now, greatest NXT match of all time. The best NXT TakeOver match of all time was Johnny Gargano and Andrade. This is going to outdo Johnny Gargano Andrade. I'm saying it right now. This match is going to be better than Johnny Gargano Andrade as the greatest match in NXT history, or at least TakeOver history. But with that, guys, that was NXT TakeOver. Let's check the poll to see what you guys thought of tonight's, or not NXT TakeOver, but NXT. 70% of you on Twitter, not Twitter, Twitch. 70% of you on Twitch liked tonight's NXT. 20% thought it was all right, and 10 did not like it. As far as YouTube goes, 80% of you liked NXT, 9 thought it was all right, and 9 did not like it. Now, I want to hear from you. On your text messages, text into 510-906-1341. We've got a couple. People say, great promos all together tonight. Great promos tonight. Person says, if you said the UE as a group is staying in NXT and Adam Cole moves to main roster, why did Roddy tell Kyle to go to help? They've changed the plans. At one point, Triple H had a plan to have Adam Cole go to the main roster and Kyle O'Reilly be the new leader of Undisputed Era. Obviously, that has changed. Says Eva Marie returning to the Raw or SmackDown after Mania? Who the hell knows? She's been around since October. I'm not even going to justify this with a fucking read. No, Becky ain't going to AEW. When will we be touring again? WWE hopes to be touring in the end of June, early July, if possible, but it's not up to them. Person says, who's your pick to win the number 1 contender battle royal to face Johnny Gargano? Well, it's not just the battle royal. It's the battle royal and the eliminator. And if I had to pick, let's see everybody in it. I don't know everybody in it off the top of my head. Pete Dunne. I'm gonna say Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne wins it. Pete Dunne. Champion. Next text message here. Final text message actually says, who do you think will challenge for the North American? Again, Pete Dunne. I think it's going to be Pete Dunne. What's going on with Velveteen Dream? I don't know. Last we heard, Triple H said he's training at the PC. But with that, guys, that's going to do it for tonight's review of AEW Dynamite and NXT. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Remember, you can follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. You can follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. And remember to always keep up on our website, pwunlimited.co. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you Friday for SmackDown. All right, if you're still here,